I'm just going to give you an introduction to the workbook itself. This is the WOWIT budget template. From the display, you can see there is a daily transaction worksheet, a dashboard worksheet, a details worksheet, a monthly template worksheet, and an instructions worksheet. We'll just go through each of these, give you an idea of the functionality. The daily transactions worksheet is where you'll enter any of your activity. Any transaction that has actually occurred, you would log here. Then we have the dashboard worksheet. The dashboard worksheet provides a view of what's happening in your account, balances for your account, your credit card information, and your actual versus forecast. Now, right now, you are seeing a blank template, so of course all the values are 0 and there is no graph information to display. The details worksheet provides an idea of where your money is going. So again, this is based on actuals, not forecast. At the moment, of course, it's blank because nothing's been entered. If I scroll down, there's an entire section here where it would log what's actually been entered. And I'll go into that in more detail in a separate video. Then there's also the monthly template. This template is where you set up your expectations. Here, you're going to log placeholders, the information you expect to happen each month. This is going to help you with your budgeting and your forecasting. And of course, there's an instructions worksheet. Now, I'm not going to go over that because, of course, you're listening to me provide instructions. Also within this file, there are hidden worksheets. A lot of activity required to produce the information on the worksheet is not information that you necessarily need to update or to see crowding your screen. So they've been hidden. If you were to right-click, then you see a list of commands. If you select unhide, then you'll see this is the list of all the different worksheets that are hidden. I'm not going to review any of those worksheets because you do not ever have to modify those sheets, and to avoid clutter on your screen, it's easier just to leave those hidden, so I won't be reviewing those. One thing I do want to mention is many of the sheets are protected. So for example, if we look at this monthly template, you'll notice there's a lot of information at the top of the screen here on the ribbon that is grayed out that you would normally be able to activate. That's because this worksheet has been protected. If you go to Review, you'll notice the Unprotect sheet is available, which means you can unprotect the worksheet because it's already protected. You are most welcome to unprotect the worksheet if you want to look and see more information. I'd suggest you leave it protected so that you don't accidentally override any formulas. And if you do want to unprotect the sheet, it's that easy. You just click Unprotect Sheet. There are no passwords required for the protection. So if I wanted to protect the sheet again, which is what I recommend, you simply click OK. Don't enter a password. Just say OK. Leave all the default checkboxes as they are and say Protect. As simple as that. One other thing I want to point out. If I go to Dashboard, for example, and I scroll to the right, what you'll notice here is I begin with January, but then I go to February of the following year. Now, at the moment, it's showing 2020 and 2021, but that's based on information that you enter as your starting point. Those dates will modify based on how you define the template. The reason January and February appear here is to allow for credit card transactions. If you have credit card transactions that you make in December, depending upon the cycle, start dates and end dates of your credit card, you're not necessarily going to be paying those transactions off on your credit card in December. That could go into January or even February. So I've included those so that you will always be able to see what's happening with your credit card. That's the only reason they're there. I suggest you only use the file for a 1-year span at a time. But since the credit card transactions can be entered and you'll see them appear here, this will help you as you transition into a subsequent year. So that's a very high-level overview of the file itself. In the next tutorials, I'll jump into the different worksheets, how to use them, their functionality, and how to get the most out of this file.